Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you are here, please consider hitting that subscribe button over in the corner. While you're at it, ring that little bell. What that'll do is I'll notify you every time I put out new videos. I put out new videos every single Tuesday. What do we talk about? We talk about all things happening around Palm Beach, all things real estate, all things happening in the western communities of Palm Beach County. This week I decided to do a video on Wellington, Florida, one of the western communities here in Palm Beach County. I'm going to tell you what I love about Wellington, what I hate about Wellington, and we're going to get started right now. So I moved here to Wellington about 15 years ago. At the time, it was one of the fastest growing communities of its size. And it still sort of is. It's been from when we moved here way back when in 2005 to where we are now in 2020, a lot has changed about Wellington. Just to put things in perspective and to get an idea for those who don't know where it's located, Wellington is about 15 miles, just a little bit south and off to the west of downtown West Palm Beach. And that's definitely one of the pros of Wellington. We're close enough to downtown West Palm Beach where we get to enjoy all the restaurants, all the activities, the performing arts centers, the museums, yet we're far enough away. Also regarding the location, we have one of the better malls in the area. It's called the Wellington Green Mall. So when I say West Palm Beach, what's there to do? Well, there's a couple of two major areas in West Palm Beach that people frequent for the restaurants and the activities and so forth. The first one, they call it today Rosemary Square. I'll always know it as City Place. It was called City Place. Years ago, it was a community that was dilapidated and so forth. And they went in there, the city planners, and basically demolished it and made it into all these shops and restaurants and so forth. Again, I call it City Place. They've got a little plaza there where they have concerts at night and so forth. It's a great place to walk around. The other thing that's nice about it is they have a trolley that connects the other important area in West Palm Beach. It's actually downtown West Palm Beach. The heart of downtown West Palm Beach is a street called Clematis. So if you want, I really recommend if you're in the area, if you're at City Place, take the trolley all the way to Clematis, walk around there, and vice versa. If you're in downtown West Palm Beach and you're on Clematis, take it back to City Place. That's a really a joyful day. Another pro of living here in Wellington, Florida, is we're close enough to the beach, but not too close. We are 15 miles away from the beach. And the closest beach to Wellington, Florida, if you take Lake Worth Road all the way down east, and you'll get to Lake Worth Pier. They have lots of good things there. They have Benny's on the Beach is a great restaurant there. And that's the closest beach. But you're not limited to that because you really have access, let's call it Delray, all the way up to Juno Beach. And Juno Beach in northern Palm Beach County is considered by many to be one of the best beaches on the east coast of Florida. So let me talk about a pro and a couple cons here. And what I mean by that, the topic is the weather. So I think the weather is outstanding here. It gets hot in the summertime, of course, but you know what? The truth is it gets just as hot here in South Florida than it does in places up in the Northeast, such as New York and Boston and so forth. One of the things that people don't realize, it never gets above 100 degrees here in this area. It is, it's so humid that once the afternoon comes around, the sea breeze, it creates all these thunderstorms, cools things down. So we'll be in the 90s for like pretty much all June, July, and August, and we have a long summer-ish. But that's we don't get hot like you do up in the north where you get above 100 degrees. We don't see that here. So let me go over some of the cons with this comes with. So in the summertime, we get a lot of rain. That is our rainy season. Basically, it starts around May and it doesn't really stop until September. The other thing that's a con with the weather is the hurricanes. Hurricane season really is, I think, June 1st to December 1st. But truthfully, it's really that August, September timeframe, sometimes October, that is we have to worry about hurricanes, and everyone's scattering to get the hurricane shutters up. So those are two of the cons. It's the rain and the possibility of hurricanes. So in terms of transportation, it's actually quite ideal. Obviously, there's no subway systems here in Wellington and so forth, so you do need a car, but we are very close to the Palm Beach International Airport. It's about a 25-minute ride, and it's probably the best airport I've ever been in, because it's not like a big like LaGuardia or Kennedy Airport where it's massive and there's planes going everywhere. You can get in and out of there pretty good. Now the other thing is that, so if you are going on an international trip, you're probably going to end up going to Fort Lauderdale, which is about it's called 45 minutes to an hour away. So if you're going to somewhere that's really far away, let's say Europe, that's probably the avenue you're going to go. Now, in terms of local transportation, there's also a train that leaves out of downtown West Palm Beach that goes along the line all the way down to Miami. So if you want to go to, let's say, South Beach or those areas down there, and you don't want to drive, which is a big thing you want to try to avoid. The traffic down there is terrible. You can take the train from West Palm all the way down to Miami. So let me go over a couple of cons a couple things I don't like here about living in Wellington, Florida. Is let's start with the traffic. The traffic in the wintertime, because we are so seasonal. Like they say, the license plates change here in the fall. So right around Columbus Day, we get a lot of people coming in down here from the north, and we just the traffic gets to be pretty bad. And that also brings up another point, because we have a lot of transient people here and so forth. The one thing that I noticed too is that it's very expensive, and I don't like this, is the car insurance. Car insurance here is high. It's very high. They have something called an uninsured driver, and because of that, when you pay your car insurance, you pay an extra premium for that. So that's one thing I don't like about living here in Wellington, Florida. But another bad thing about living in Wellington, Florida, is I mentioned the hurricanes. So your home insurance is quite expensive, especially relative to other places of around the country, and that's due to the hurricanes, of course. So if you buy a home, you want to make sure it has the proper enclosures, such as panels and all that. Though that will help you, reduce the fee you have for home insurance. But overall, home insurance is not a good thing here in Wellington, Florida. So another thing I like about Wellington, Florida, is we're so close to Miami and the sports teams, the South Florida sports teams, that it makes it great. So we have the Miami Dolphins, my favorite football team. We have the Florida Panthers for hockey. You have the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins used to play where the Dolphins played, which is sort of northern Miami. Now they're more closer to downtown, so it makes it a little bit harder to get to. But the stadium, the Miami Marlins Stadium, is to die for. It's fantastic. Also, and of course, we have the Miami Heat, which is in downtown Miami in the American Airlines Arena, and that's always very popular. So if you're not from around here, if you're not from around Wellington, you probably don't know this, but Wellington, Florida is the winter capital of polo. We actually have the only Polo Hall of Fame right here in Wellington, Florida. So what happens is right around Christmas time and last into April, beginning of April, they have polo matches where people come down here from all across the world, people that are equestrians and follow the sport. They come down here for the winter time. This is their home from pretty much, let's call it November to April. There's another great reason why I love Wellington, Florida, is the taxes. When I mean the taxes, I mean Florida state taxes. Florida does not pay state taxes, which is a big bonus if you come from states that have high tax rates, such as California, such as Illinois, such as New York and Massachusetts and so forth. So there's no state tax here, which makes it that much more affordable. Now, when it comes to real estate tax, it depends on where you're coming from and where you're moving from. If you're coming from the Northeast, it's probably comparable to the Northeast when you first get here, and I'll tell you why that is. It might be slightly lower in Florida, but what we have is we have something called homestead, which allows us to deduct $50,000 off our assessed value, assuming your home is a primary residence. And also we have a provision within Homestead called Save Our Homes, which will not allow the assessed value to go up more than 3% any given year. So residents who have been here a long time, let's say 20, 25 years, the assessed value of their home that they're being taxed on is a lot lower than people that just moved here. So over time, you get to save a ton of money on your real estate taxes through the Save Our Homes provision in Homestead. I love that. The other thing I love about living in Wellington, Florida, the homes here are affordable. Now, if you're coming from the Northeast to the Midwest, they're very affordable. We moved here, we were able to get so much more of a house here in Wellington, Florida than what we had in Long Island, New York. The difference was quite measurable. Now, if you're moving here from other parts of the country that might be also, lower price, such as Alabama, Louisiana, you might not see the difference. But if you're coming from the Northeast, the Midwest, the West Coast, you will find the home prices here to be very, very, very affordable. So there you have it. Those are some of the things I love about Wellington, Florida, some of the things I hate about Wellington, Florida. So in a minute, on either side of me, you're going to see a couple of screens pop up. These are some videos I did regarding Wellington, Florida, local videos. One's regarding our Wellington Veterans Memorial, which is outstanding. And one's called The Cost of Living in Wellington, Florida. Look forward to seeing you all on the next one.